And welcome back to the Morning Blend. Well, we all know the sounds of snoring. Do you do a little? There you go.
I don't snore unless I'm really tired.
She says good imitation of it. But would you know the sounds of sleep apnea?
Well, snoring can be annoying, but sleep apnea can be deadly. That's the difference. So how do you know if you have a serious problem? Well, Dr. Madan Kandula joins us now from Advanced Ear, Nose, and Throat Specialist, also known as Advent. Welcome back to the show, Doctor.
Thanks for having me.
Nice to have you.
You know, a lot of people, like we said, they've heard snoring, they know what it is, but not a lot of people, and I guess some people do know what sleep apnea is because the sound is, you know, come out. We've talked about it more. What's the main difference between the two? Is it mainly just that one can be deadly?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's hard to tell. So everybody who has sleep apnea snores, but most people who snore don't have sleep apnea. It's kind of the forgotten majority. So about 1 in every 3 Americans snores chronically, like every night, that annoying sort of stuff. But about 5% have sleep apnea. So there's that 25% that that snore but don't have sleep apnea, that don't know what to do, don't know that there's any options for them. And then certainly that 5% that does have sleep apnea, they need to do something. We need to find those folks. We need to get them treated properly. And that's the key. A lot of folks are just not getting evaluated, which is the wrong thing.
Well, and even if you are just snoring, it kind of gives you a lot of peace of mind to know that you just snore, that you don't have sleep apnea. And I know there are things that you can do for people who just snore too, and don't have sleep apnea. Now, if you or someone you love snores, how can you tell if they have sleep apnea?
Yeah, you can't tell just by looking. I mean, there's some folks where you can have a sense of things if they're really stopping breathing at night, but many folks who think they just are snorers actually do have sleep apnea. And so, certainly if they're tired during the day, and there can be some other subtle things that are going on, but a lot of times, well, really the only way to know for sure is to do a sleep study, period. That's the only way to absolutely know. And again, a lot of folks just don't find their way to do that.
Because sleep apnea, the difference is you stop breathing at night, and that's what really causes that deadly effect.
Exactly.
So in terms of sleep studies, I would think that more people would do time. It's like you think, oh, I'm not going to be able to sleep anyway, so why would I do that? It's just going to note that I can't sleep.
Right.
Is that why people don't do it more?
I mean, I think it's one of the reasons. I mean, what a formal sleep study is you go into a sleep center, they hook you up to monitors, and then they have you sleep there. There's actually a couple of technicians who are watching, they're not hovering over you, but they're watching. And so, and it really is the gold standard. That sort of test gives us a clear indication of what's going on. But a lot of folks don't want to do it, and a lot of folks can't do it. They just they have a hard time going to sleep, getting to sleep, and there are some studies out there that kind of question the validity of what's happening in that center. Is that the same thing that's happening when you're sleeping in your own bed at night?
Oh, that's a good point too. I never thought about that because it is obviously an artificial setting. I don't know how people fall asleep in those formal sleep studies. I know that they do, but here's the great news: is that there's this alternative right now to a formal sleep study. So what is it, and how does it work? Is it in a patient's home?
Yeah, exactly. So it's something we offer. It's through our practice, and what it is, it's sleep studies. It's a small device that the patient takes home with them. They hook it up. It's like wearing sort of just a head strap around you. It's very easy, very low key, non-cumbersome. There aren't a lot of wires or anything. There's really no wires to it. It just fits on your face, and then you lay down, you go to sleep, and you bring it back the next day, and it's that easy. And so that shows a patient with that on. That's it. That's the entire device that you're seeing right there. There's no sort of things on the chest or anywhere that you can't see.
And see, he's sleeping.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, you'd have to think, if you have sleep apnea, you're probably so tired. You can sleep anywhere through anything, and that's probably one way you know that you're so tired throughout the day.
Yeah, exactly. But this is easy. I mean, this is not an obtrusive thing. You're in your own bed, so you don't have to worry about being out of the house and that sort of stuff. And it gives us very, very accurate information, and that's the beauty of it. Is it really gets us the same information at somebody's home. It's actually a lot cheaper. It's a lot easier, obviously. So there's a lot of upside to it. The hope is that more people will actually do it and get something done. The hope is for those snorers and people who don't know what's going on, is there's really no barrier at this point. It really gets rid of whatever threshold was there that was holding them back. There's no reason not to get checked out and not to get evaluated.
Well, it seems like kind of a win-win situation. First of all, it sounds like it's less expensive. Two, people who have issues with having a formal sleep study, having it at home. Plus, you might actually get better results, I would think, because it's more in their natural, habitat, for lack of a better word.
It's in their own bed, in their own environment. So it's really tracking accurately what's happening to them in the real world, you know, when trouble is striking.
Right. And I know you're the only practice here in Wisconsin that has it right now. Is it covered by insurance? Is this something people can...
Yep, it is. So it's covered. You know, again, there's really no barrier towards doing it. It's just a matter of somebody taking the time to come in and get checked out, and then us getting them set up to do it.
That's
so
great.
Can people call your office and make use of this machine, this equipment, have a consultation?
Yeah, absolutely. The first step is getting checked out. So, you know, I would take a look and I'd evaluate the situation, see what things are looking like, and if it's appropriate, then we move on to that. It's as simple as that.
Great. It's wonderful to hear that it's covered by insurance. Here's the information for Advent so that you can call and have a consultation, meet with Dr. Kandula, and find out if this sleep study might be right for you. The office is located on North Mayfair Road. The phone number, 414-771-6780, and the website for more information is advent.md. Great to have you back.
Great to be here.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Good to see you. And still ahead, where your kids